Snipers? Stock Sniper Nick here, and tonight we're going to go over the watch list for tomorrow morning, which is Wednesday, August 26th. So let's go ahead and let's dive right in. Every Tuesday night, we get together and we look at the hot penny stocks, the ones that ran throughout the day, and we sit back at the end of the day, we look at each one and we say, which one could have big potential for tomorrow? So for tonight, we have 3 stocks we're going to go over. 2 of them were actually an overnight, and we actually already secured half the bag on both. Now we'll dive into those plans, and then we'll dive into one more play on the night, a wild card pick. We always like to have one on the watch list every Tuesday night. Before we do dive into those stocks, I want us to dive into our chat room. I want to give a quick shout out first to my man Lucas. Lucas has been grinding in our chat room for a while, and he is actually picking up some good momentum on these OTC plays. When you get nice profits, you got to sit back and reward yourself. I always like to keep in mind, I only was making $110 a day on my full-time job after I graduated from college. So Lucas, diving into the chat, he was able to secure a bag in Power Hour today from the scope VSQTF. And this is actually one of the stocks on the watch list tonight, so we'll go ahead and dive into this stock a little bit more in depth. But I want to give a shout out to Lucas. He was able to make $700 at the end of the day before the bell, and that's before these other plays that we're going to talk about that have potential for tomorrow. So Lucas, good job. That's what's awesome about this game. There's opportunity in and out each and every day, but it's key to be patient and wait for the right setups, because those are the ones that really pay off and they'll do it consistently. So now let's talk about our watch list for tonight. The patterns that we see have better odds that have been working for us consistently. Let's go ahead and let's dive into the watch list for tonight for Wednesday, August 26th. On the left side is our watch list. On the right side is TD Ameritrade Think or Swim. First stock we're going to talk about is GAXY. We actually were holding GAXY overnight, and we played it throughout this whole day because of the strong move that it made midday. First things first, it held the morning dip at 2.5, and it never made a new low after that. It created higher lows going into midday. And then midday for GAXY, as you could see, this is now a multi-month breakout because midday, GAXY made that move that we were looking for it to make. When we got in yesterday, we were looking for it to come up and test this 3 spot, which is that multi-month resistance. Did exactly that, and actually got a very nice push. As you can see, as we said here in the watch list, we were able to secure $700 on this one, selling half at 0.035 after it broke that resistance and push. It pushes up to that 0.035, hangs out there for a second, and then just rips all the way up. And now it's hanging out right around the 4s going into tomorrow, okay? We thought that this one was going to hold near its highs for it to get one more push tomorrow to test that 5-cent resistance. Since it did create a higher support, we decided let's go ahead and let's hold this overnight for that potential move. So we could see if it could make that one more push. You know, it did create nice support here at 0.0378. We are now using this as our new cut point, so our profit point has now moved up. If it gets to that and starts dipping, we'll go ahead and secure the rest of our profit there, which would actually make us a little bit over 1100. We decided we'll give it one more go. You know, it's been good to us. So let's see tomorrow if we can get another gap up, and let's see if we can get one more push, because the next multi-month resistance is 5, and that's giving it a lot more room to run. This next stock on the list is another OTC stock, and this is an overextended multi-day runner that we actually shorted. It lined up perfectly with what we wrote down on the watch list yesterday. So if you are a member, you get that watch list every single night. If you peeped into this one, this lined up literally almost word for word for what we were looking for, and we were able to take full advantage. On this play, we actually secured half our bag as well. So we are up a little bit over 1,000, and we already secured 600 plus. So that is realized. $635 is realized profit. Got a big morning tomorrow. We got some action. Okay, we'll have our boots on. We'll have them laced up, ready to go out on a job tomorrow in the morning, and we'll go ahead and take care of business. Now, what's key about take care of business is being prepped, knowing what you're getting into in the morning. You want to know what job you're going to in the morning, so that way you can go in with the right mentality and you can set it up, attack it the best way that you possibly can as an individual. So GPVRF, let's talk about where we shorted, how we got out half for 630 bucks, and then what we're looking to do for the rest of the play. So as you can see here on the 1 year, 1 day, after this broke out of 125, it ran for 3 straight days. Figured, this might be able to get one more gap up, but the weakness is going to settle in. When sellers finally step in, the weakness is going to come and there'll be a good pullback here. So we're really going to watch this one. And in the morning here, when GP opened, it did gap up, but right away it dipped. And we actually went ahead and shorted this right away. We got shares right away at 3. This thing took a 50-cent dip. All right, we're already up 20% here. But check out how sketchy these stocks are. I think this stock realized that it was taking a dip. I think all the CEOs and all the big wigs realized that this one might finally be coming down after their amazing pump. I'm sure they had pumpers pumping this thing all the way up. They say, oh my gosh, this thing finally could be coming down after it makes this big crack in the morning. And they actually come out with news at 9:40 after this crack saying that they're going to come out with an IPO on the NASDAQ, which they are in the future under the ticker GP. They went ahead and just pumped that news out there. And when that news did get pumped out there, this did get a bounce. And the bounce was so crazy back up into the 3s that we decided we're going to short more. So we shorted more here at 315. And we decided we're going to use 330 as our cut. But try to get a bounce back over 3, got up for a second to the 305s, and then really that was it. And look at this downside. That is what's so awesome about these plays. You get that extreme volatility, so if you miss the breakout, don't be upset at yourself, because look at the downside that you could take advantage of. This one went all the way down to the 220s early. When it was down here in the 220s, we thought, this happened so quick. Let's go ahead and secure it. Securing the bag is one of our key terms. It's the reason why we've been able to build over and over, and day after day we've been grinding. So we went ahead and secured the bag at 225 on this, secured 630 bucks. This did get a bounce, midday, but really not much. It's holding under VWAP, closed down here in the 240s. Okay, so now we have this VWAP resistance. We also got resistance up in the 3s. The buy is key, and if you get a snipe on the buy side, you can really take advantage, especially when you're shorting these stocks. You can drain these stocks out, these overextended plays. So now that this one is having its first red day, we think that more downside is coming tomorrow. So for the rest of the shares, we're looking to cover down in the 1s. It'd be really nice to see the 1s early tomorrow. For whatever reason, if it does bounce though, like I said, you got those clear resistances set for you, and now this play is set up for you to be risk-free. You've already secured 630 plus. Let's see what we got for tomorrow. Let's see if we can get one more panic here after the first red day finally settled in for GPVRF. And the last one on the list, guys, we always like to have one wild card pick of the night, and this is the 1 day, 1 minute. Check out this crazy chart going all the way up from 9 cents to close at 66 cents, a 500% plus runner. OTC stock, another one. It's the stock VSQTF. Look at this play. Just unbelievable. And this was the play that Lucas took full advantage of. Again, shout out to anybody that grabbed this on the long side. But now that this had such a crazy push into the close, what a power hour here. Pushing over 50%. And that's when Lucas took advantage of the move. Since this one now has made such a big push in that 500% in 1 day, we're actually looking at this one for a panic dip buy, okay, for a big pullback, because we think that's coming in very soon. Now, the reason this stock spiked is because they got a news article saying that the FDA approved for them to come out with COVID-19 antibody tests. So it's good news, but the stock got way too ahead of itself. That's what's awesome about the OTC market, and that's what's awesome about the stocks that we play. That's why we fell in love with this game. Look at the volatility here. Where else do you find that? And now that it showed that it has range, that it shows that it could spike, now it's showing that there's more potential here. This one before today didn't really show that it had much potential, but now that it got volume, got that news, and got this huge push and has that volatility, now this is one to watch. Not only tomorrow, but throughout the week, because this one does have volatility now. It has range, so this one could present that dip buy sometime throughout the week. So we'll be keeping an eye. We do like the support around the 44, 42 area, and then we also like the support down in the 29s. Okay, so if it does get a dip, watch those spots. The panic is key here. You don't want a gradual dip to these spots. We want to see a panic in the morning. Red candle after red candle after red candle, minute after minute, it's going down big percentages, and then we're able to play it for a quick flip. And that happens a lot with these OTC plays, especially if they're overextended runners like this and they go parabolic in one day. Again, that is what is so amazing about this market. So anyway, guys, thanks for tuning in. We're here every single Tuesday night. We'll see everyone next week. For everyone in the chat, we will see you guys early in the morning tomorrow. Have your laces strapped and be ready. We got 2 stocks that we're going to be watching, and we got some jobs to take care of tomorrow. So let's do it, snipers. Much love, guys. Talk to you tomorrow.